Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Just wanted to come on and just let you know, normal people don't go around destroying other people. Normal people do not go around destroying other people. There's a lot of people out here destroying other people. And, you know, when I think about Angelo Clary, man, he's shooting for a kingdom, but his heart is like in a projects. And I'm not downing the projects, but what I am going to say is when you are trying to shoot for something so much higher, but you have that criminality mentality and you never change and all you do is go around complaining about other people and putting them down and you're so angry and abusive and and rude and you don't want people to say anything and you want to go from platform to platform talking about other people when really you should be trying to get yourself together. You really should be trying to really help your daughter in a healthy manner instead of continually exploiting her and trying to tell her story and running around being rude to everybody else. No one is going to continue to allow you to push them around. And, you know, it's interesting that, one thing that I learned is a long time ago is people that go so hard on other people, they have something to hide themselves. And they're trying to deflect and distract from their own situation and their own nonsense. And that's why they go so hard on somebody else. Instead of picking up the pieces, looking at themselves in the mirror and showing themselves and asking God to show them their naked selves so that they can do better. Because when you ask God to show you your naked spiritual self, and I'm not talking about physical naked self, I'm talking about your spiritual naked self. Do you not know that God will show you everything about you that you can work on to fix? And by the time God get through showing you that list of everything that you need to work on for yourself, you will not have time to go from platform to platform and go around talking about other people by the time God gets done giving you the list of things that you can work on. So for Mr. Clary, being that you have said a lot of negative things about a lot of people and people that don't go along with you or approve of your messages or approve of the things that have happened, I pray for you. I ask God to deliver you. And it doesn't matter if you think you are a Muslim, because every Muslim that I have met, do not act the way you act. And so I pray that God will move in your life, that He will lift you up somewhere that you can see the harm and the destruction that you are continually putting not only on your family and your future legacy of your children or grandchildren actually, but on your daughter also. Because you played a big part, you and your wife, in this saga, in this setup. You played a big part and you want to blame everybody else, but you can't blame everybody else. You have to take some responsibility for your own choices that you have made in this whole situation. And it's nothing to try to, attack you. Is really maybe to help you so that maybe one day you will turn from your wicked ways, your obsession, your spirit of obsession with with R. Kelly and just with your daughter. Just, maybe you will turn away from that and just stop with all of this anger and hate. Don't you not know that the same anger and hate that you're displaying can be turned back on you in many ways? Don't you know that you trying to reach for a kingdom that don't belong to you, but you trying to reach for it and still something that doesn't belong to you. It's one thing to reach for a kingdom that is rightfully yours, but you're reaching for something that's not rightfully yours. And you decided to try to take it by force. And you still are walking around with this uneducated mentality to hurt other people. And that's not good news. That's not good news. And no one seems to can get through to you because you don't want to get through to. You don't want anyone getting through to you. You want to continue to go around and paint this narrative, and everybody's supposed to fall in line and believe you. But how can we believe you when you keep telling different stories? And some people will say you are a habitual liar, or just a liar in general, a compulsive liar, and all the stories that you keep telling and all of those things that you are doing. How can someone believe you? How can someone even want to give you an opportunity to believe you if that's all that you're doing is going around making up stories about people and lying about what transpired? And your stories don't line up with the transcripts. They don't line up with what your daughter said in so many cases. She said some things. She implicated you and your wife on the stand, and you said the transcripts was a lie, and people are just getting it twisted, and they're not reading everything, and you got what you wanted. Isn't that what you wanted? You and your cronies got what you wanted. So why do you find the need to keep going around, promoting your story when you don't have to? Because the truth doesn't need any help. Once you tell the truth, the real truth, the real truth, not your truth and all that, but the real God-given truth. Once you tell that truth, then you don't have to tell it anymore, because then the truth will speak for itself. And you don't have to keep doing that. But you have so much to say about someone not knowing business. I heard you say that, but you don't know business either. Anytime you have to keep filing bankruptcies, anytime that business is failing, then you must not know business very well either. So all I'm saying is just, think about it. Take an opportunity, a moment, to think about where you're at. Because as long as you stay in denial and you don't tell the truth, you'll never get where you're going. See, the truth sets you free. And I believe in being honest and using integrity. The truth will always set you free. You don't have to keep making up stories and hurting other people and trying to bring harm and danger to other people. All you got to do is turn it over to Jesus. Repent of your sins. Turn it over to him and he'll work it out. Instead of trying to destroy everyone, because you cannot destroy everybody. You will not be able to take on the whole world. Some people are just not going to allow you to even take on them. They just don't have time for it, man. And, just examine yourself. Examine your heart. Examine who you are. Because you're going 100 miles per hour. And sometimes we just got to slow down and look at who we are. Look at ourselves, spiritual side of it, and say, am I doing more harm or more good? Which one is it? We should always want to do good, more good, less harm, or no harm at all. But I pray that somewhere you will hear something and just slow down enough to take care of your own business and get it right instead of trying to correct everyone else. You talk about this person's children, but you were part of that takedown. You were part of taking food out of the mouth of this person's children. And you have so much to say about it. You contradict yourself when you say you listen to the ex-wife, but you were part of the problem. So you couldn't possibly be concerned about somebody else's children when you were part of the problem. You participated in that situation, in that setup. You participated in all of that. And very interesting, very interesting. But you know, there is a God that's still in control, that sits high and look low. And no matter who you believe in or what you believe in, there's only one heaven, and there is a hell, and God is still in control no matter what. And none of us have a heaven or hell to put anyone in. But King Jesus does. He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And if I was you, I'd stop and take a moment to reevaluate and just leave people alone. Leave people alone, because people are going to talk, people are going to say things, and people are going to push back, and people are going to fight back, and they're going to use their voices. And they have a right to, just like you do. And you don't get to destroy everybody in the world because they don't agree with you. You don't get to do that. And maybe one day you'll see that. Maybe one day you'll see that you were wrong in so many ways. That you were wrong in how you went about a lot of things. But I guess when you don't know any better, then you do things because you don't know. But the thing is that you don't have a right to shut people up. That's their freedom of speech. You want it to be heard, right? And people give you an opportunity to be heard. But then you don't want to hear from other people. You want to shut everybody up, but that's a selfish way of thinking and a selfish behavior, to think that other people don't have a right to their opinion or a right to speak or voice their opinion about what's right and what's wrong. You know, it's like real talk. Real talk. No need to, be angry. No need to use foul language. Just real talk. Just leave people alone. Go about your business and, make a life for yourself and try to make that life off of biblical things, eternal things, instead of earthly things. Think about how you can do better. Think about how you can stop disrespecting other people and women. Think about how you can change your ways instead of trying to harm everybody because they don't agree with you. But remember that no matter what you believe in, God is still in control. And whether you're a believer or not, sin is still sin. And everybody, and that goes for you too, will be held accountable for their sins and misdeeds. So, I look at the situation, and it's like you are a broken man. You're broken. And you need to get some therapy and help because you're broken. And hurtful people hurt others. And you're just so angry. So angry. For what? I don't know. Where it started, the root of the problem. But I know that there's some anger. But where did it start? You know, you got to go all the way back. And it just didn't start with the recent events. It started a long time ago. And you need to get yourself some help, man. And I wonder if anybody else has really tried to talk to you and you just wouldn't listen. But you do need to get you some help. So you can stop going around harassing other people, trying to destroy other people. Get some help, man. Get some help.